Mattel Electronics presents
the only podcast that uses the Intellivision voice synthesis module. This is
ThisIsBombers.
Hello, welcome to Bombers. Am I doing it right? Am I using the synthesis module? Is that what we're doing for this episode? That whole episode's going to be in that voice mode?
Oh, I thought you were just mocking my voice.
Yeah. Now, hi, I am Bomber number 5, Anthony, aka Deg. Throwing those Bombers noises, pleasant voices, not whatever that was in the intro, opening line thing. Along with Bomber number 3, Xiaber, aka Xiaber.
Hello.
And Bomber number 1, Shae, aka Spiegel.
if you blow inside of things, sometimes they work better. That's what I learned from my cartridges.
Now you're talking about me too.
All of this is very apropos of nothing.
Oh.
And Bomber number 17, the Intellivision voice synthesis module. Go ahead and edit that in there for me.
I don't think I literally don't know any other games that use the Intellivision voice synthesis module except for B-17 Bomber. So
can we not
use
it ourselves?
Very short joke there.
You know what? I will look it up. I will look it up, and I will try to find some additional Intellivision voice synthesis module clips and put them here. Not here, but throughout. Let's just sprinkle them throughout the episode. Whenever there's an awkward pause, maybe.
So constantly.
Dang, it's like your room has a heartbeat.
I don't know how to turn off that autofocus, but it's very weird.
Anthony's camera is messed up.
I'll fix that before the stream. How about that? And then we'll talk about it. Not on the stream. I don't know what's going on. Here is our episode. Should be fun. There's a lot of cool news to talk about this week, including Xiaber.
Oh, am I news
including
now?
Xiaber.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm already I don't have anything to announce for myself. I'm sorry, guys.
No. That was a smooth and wonderful segue into the bombastic news, is what that was.
Oh, in whose opinion?
Mine mostly, but also the audience agrees with me.
The audience can't even keep up with how witty and how fast and furious these jokes are coming right now.
Speaking of Fast and Furious, let's talk about something that's actually good instead.
Let's talk about The Rock.
Talk about family.
Let's talk about the bombastic news, where if you would like to join not our family, but our friends, or best friends, you should look at our Patreon at ThisIsBombers. Shout out to our current best friends of the show, Ann, Rob, and Josie, and our friends Haley, Aaron, Minted Peas, and Reaper. We have a website now at ThisIsBombers.com where you can get to know all about us.
That's my favorite part of the website.
Is slash bleh. I'm gonna put in a slash bleh website.
This is bombers slash. How do you? What's the onomatopoeia for that? Is that like
BLEGH?
Okay.
And it goes to the Zombie Kill of the Week.
It's probably a U in there somewhere.
Anyway, you can get to know our deepest, darkest secrets, and you can find links to our Discord, link in the description below, our Twitch, our Gmail, Twitter, Patreon, whatever you feel like.
All bombers all the time on that website.
Like, we don't even need to list it out anymore here on the podcast, because if you want to know it, just go to the website and click on it.
We got
ThisIsBombers.com.
Yeah, if you're enjoying our podcast, feel free to join our Twitch and our Discord. Link in the website.
Enjoy our website.
Link in the website below. Smash that address bar
button.
And that is bombastic news.
That was a good. You know what? Normally that segment is my least favorite segment. That was like my third least favorite segment of this show.
We have 3 segments on the show this week.
No, we have. Oh, you're right. Okay, well. Oh well.
Third's the best, says Bomber number 3.
No, there's 4 segments. There's totally 4 segments. We have Bombtastic News. We have upcoming releases, which we're going to do right now. And then there's some more stuff later, which we'll get to And that's a professional tease.
Always-
Upcoming releases, gentlemen. What?
I always thought the upcoming releases was just a segment of Bombtastic News.
No, if that was the case, it would be tabbed in on our script, and you can see on our script that it is a completely new
It's
segment.
bolded. Let's take a screenshot and post it in the OnlyFriends.
Don't pull aside the curtain and rift the kimono or whatever the phrase is.
Open up the kimono to reveal the hidden treasures underneath.
No, we gotta keep them guessing and wondering and guessing.
What is the difference between a kimono and a yukata? Dag, you have a bunch of nerdy friends.
I don't know the actual difference. I've always in my head, and I'm gonna get torn apart by people that know the actual answer. But like in my head, kimono is more feminine and yukata is more masculine.
Huh, interesting. I thought it was the opposite. But
Again,
that was only like a relative guess. Like, I could be wrong.
A kimono has a soft, full-width collar, whereas yukata has a half-width and stiffer collar.
A yukata, literally translating to bathrobe, is an unlined cotton summer kimono worn in casual settings such as summer festivals and to nearby bathhouses. Meanwhile, the kimono is
actual clothing.
It's a T-shaped wrapped front garment with square sleeves and a rectangular body, and is worn left side wrapped over right unless the wearer is ellipses.
Is
I
what?
didn't click on the link, so it's just ellipses. So one is like an actual like more of a robe thing, and one is like formal wear, like clothes, as Xiaber said. According to what I am now determining is the real answer.
Feel
you
free
on
to say
Wikipedia?
we're wrong based on these Googles we've
Oh, by the
goggled.
way, fun fact: the last word I clicked on the link, unless the wearer is deceased. Not how I expected that sentence to end.
So unless the wearer is left-handed was my assumption.
Nope, dead. You know, like
Well,
left-handed people should be.
Well, how else are we supposed to know they're dead?
It depends on which way the kimono is wrapped. That's how you know someone's dead or not.
Boy, I cannot keep up with the relentless pace of this discussion. This is the most fascinating segment we've had, and for the first time on Bombers, I find myself at a loss for what to say next.
How about getting to the upcoming releases?
Yeah.
I will get to the upcoming releases, starting with
Go ahead. You can do it.
February 8th, 2022. How about OlliOlli World coming to everything except Google Stadia? It is a platformer. It is a skateboarding platformer. When was the last time you played an OlliOlli game, Deg? What do you think of OlliOlli World? Have you seen any trailers for this thing? It looks pretty rad.
I think the last, like, OlliOlli was, like, Wii era, right?
I think the first one was on 3DS and Vita, maybe?
But I'm saying it was a while ago, I thought.
It's been a while. It's been a while since the last one. I think the last one maybe 2015, OlliOlli 2.
I think
it was the last one.
I think I played one of the OlliOllis on Wii U, actually, now that I think of it, because it came in, like, an indie pack that I bought once.
I feel like they should have made it on the Wii U and be like OlliOlli U. Or to you, whatever.
I did play Oxenfree, though, right? That's part OlliOlli Oxenfree?
Well, see, if you buy OlliOlli and Oxenfree, then you unlock the secret code that gets you big heads in the game.
And why do I want big heads?
Because it's awesome.
Oh.
So there's always a big head mode.
Wait, I forgot. What systems was this coming out on?
This is coming to everything. This is coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, Nintendo Switch, and PC.
But it's going to Xbox Series S.
I don't even know anymore. Does anyone own that thing? I would love to meet someone who owns an Xbox Series S.
I can't think of any.
I mean, apparently it's still hard to get X's, so there's probably people with S's.
No one would get that desperate. I hope.
It has to. What it is that some kid was like, "Mom or Grandma, I want an Xbox."
I like that to imagine the kid walking into the room. Mom or Grandma?
I want an Xbox One.
And indistinguishably old lady is like, "Oh, okay, son or grandson,
Or son or grandson.
Both.
I don't know what your relationship to me is, but I'm sure it's important.
It's important enough that I will get you an Xbox, but maybe not the one that you actually asked for."
OlliOlli World looks really cool. It's gotten really good reviews if you go check those out. We're talking like high 80s on Metacritic, and Metacritic is not the be-all end-all, but odds are if you have a favorite reviewer, they gave it a good score. So if you like platformers, if you like skateboarding, go check out OlliOlli World.
Yeah, it reminds me of Bit Trip Runner, which is pretty legit. So
Yeah, it's
Isn't Bit Trip Runner? Isn't that like an endless runner though? This you control, I think.
no, Bit Trip Runner. I mean, yeah, it has an ending, but
It's a ending runner.
I kind of figured OlliOlli World was also just a constant running thing.
Well, you're grinding, not running. You're on.
Yeah, but like I figured you were always just moving
Endless-
forward.
Endless Grinder. It's my new hot app for dating.
We're always constantly moving forward. Time is a relentless skateboard,
I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm moving back.
and all we do is ride on it, man.
All you do is ride. Endless Grinder's tagline.
So it's OlliOlli World. Now, is it World because it's a large open thing, or is it World because it's like a massive multiplayer type of spiel?
It's like World
That's-
because it's like Mario World.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
the big
exactly that. So coming fall of 2025, Super OlliOlli World 64. That's the next step.
See, now, if they actually did that, though, that would be pretty awesome.
Or they could just move to Galaxy.
OlliOlli 2, OlliOlli World, OlliOlli Land, OlliOlli Super OlliOlli 64.
You know what? Right? They skipped land.
I think it would be cool if game developers still released games with with 64 at the end. Just as like a cute little nod. Like it doesn't even have to be 64-bit. Like you just put 64 at the end,
I mean,
and
what?
everyone would have a good laugh.
What is it at this point? Like a bajillion bits?
Bits are not a thing. They've never been a real thing.
Well, it was originally like the processor's strength.
But yeah, it's not like a thing now.
No, not anymore. But what is the processing strength of the processors that are in the PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series ? Because it's probably a very big
Teraflop.
number.
Teraflops.
So it's OlliOlli Terra flop.
You don't put flop in the name of your game. Don't name your game broken. Don't name your game flop. Don't name your game, garbage, like trash panic. Just keep all those negative connotations away from your game title. It's just not a good idea.
Well, Trash Panic is a real game that exists, though.
Trash Panic is a real game that exists, and it's not good, but not because of the name, although that's also a reason that it's not good.
Okay.
I don't like Trash Panic.
Trash Panic does.
February 10th, Kingdom Hearts 9.8 is coming to Nintendo Switch. That is Kingdom Hearts 1.5, 2.5, 2.8, and 3. You can't buy them together, but you can buy them all separately, and you can play them all when you are connected to the internet via the power of the cloud. Xiaber,
Fragmentary
tell me-
passage.
Yeah, it's in 2.8.
No. Cloud.
That's what 2.8
Final
is?
Fantasy 7.
2.8
crossover.
is stream drop distance and fragmentary passage.
I am sad that I engaged in this conversation.
You can stream the Union Cross movie on the Switch.
I'm
What?
still sad.
It's
Can
terrible.
you, Xiaber, tell me why this is a dumb thing that Square is doing? Why is Square being so lazy about porting
Alright.
Kingdom Hearts 1.5, a PS3 game, by the way?
All right, so
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts Melody and Memories, the last Kingdom
boy.
Hearts game made.
Oh.
It's on Switch physically.
Yeah.
Just saying, like the latest Kingdom Hearts game is actually on the Switch normally, not through streaming. But then
Okay. What's
Square's
the point?
all like, you know what? It's about time we finally get all these Kingdom Hearts games on here. Ugh, but it sounds like such a pain to properly port them. Let's just instead of having a way to portably play all the Kingdom Hearts games, no, let's not do that. Let's just have it streaming, where the only proper way to do it then is docked with Ethernet adapter, and even then there might still be issues.
Oh, it's not download, it's straight streaming?
It is stream.
Oh, that's miserable.
Yeah.
I'm sorry that you don't have fiber optic internet, Xiber, that is capable of streaming the awesomeness of Kingdom Hearts 3 and
But-
Dying Light 2 and Hitman.
Okay,
something.
but Zyber's whole point about this is that it basically it negates the entire portability part of the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, it's like I already have all of them on the PlayStation 4. I have some of them on the PC because you can mod, and the mods in Kingdom Hearts are great. So, like, why would I want
Wait,
Switch?
hold on. I'm sorry, I got to stop you right there. What mods can you add to Kingdom Hearts?
Like randomizers.
Because I would love to know. Can you make Donald and Goofy naked?
I mean, yeah. I mean, people have
Yes.
been like just straight up making playable characters in 3. It's pretty legit.
Can you make them naked?
Yeah.
Dude,
I don't know why
my-
you'd want that, but
This
yeah.
is my Kingdom Hearts OC.
I can think of a couple reasons.
Yeah, like, even if the only console you have is a Switch, because all the Kingdom Hearts games are also on the Xbox / Game Pass. Like, if the only thing you have is a Switch to play these on, it would be such a terrible way of playing them. Like, they have the demo out, and people are just like, whoa, look at all the lagging and crap happening.
It sounds miserable.
Wait, there's a demo that includes lag as a base feature. Like, if your demo has lag in it, if your demo has significant slowdown, if your demo is as bad as Balan Wonderworld's demo
There
was,
it was. I was waiting.
what
for
are you
that.
what are you doing? Like, I don't understand. Like, what?
Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles for the Switch.
Oh God, The World Ends With You for the Switch
Yep.
had some similar problems.
No, World Ends With You is not even as bad as that stuff.
Well,
I'm just saying, like,
the
games
port of
have
the
issues.
mobile game.
Yeah, but at least that was like a legit game compared to the other crap they've done.
So basically, Square Enix hates Nintendo.
And I'm very happy that all these people who were that were clamoring for Kingdom Hearts Beyond the Switch are now being all like, no, this is
we
not
don't
what I
want
want
this."
whatsoever.
Instead of just blindly purchasing it, and
Oh,
being like,
they'll-
"Yay,
Yeah.
game to buy."
Here's the thing:
Yeah.
they're gonna complain about it and then still purchase it anyway.
No, that's what I did
Right.
with Pokemon Diamond and Pearl.
Yeah,
Like, I imagine there are going to be people that are going to buy it, but like, it's going to be terrible playing on Wi-Fi. You're not going to be able to just be on an airplane and play Kingdom Hearts like you can play Skyrim.
or any other actual.
Yeah,
Real
there's
game.
like 1,000 games you could have mentioned. I guess Skyrim, because in that first trailer, the dude was playing Skyrim on the plane. I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
like 5 years ago. My gosh.
Ugh.
Dude, more than 5 years ago, the Switch was revealed. We're October 2016. I remember because I was on Fish Tour at the time, and I saw that it had got announced, and I was like, the internet out here in rural Alabama is terrible. We need to pull over at a McDonald's and connect to the Wi-Fi so I can watch this 3-minute video.
Oh
we
man, I remember
did.
back in the day when McDonald's were the only time I could get Wi-Fi when road tripping.
It's dark, dark times.
Yeah.
Don't go to a McDonald's in rural Alabama. It's just,
Don't go to
Don't-
McDonald's.
Don't go to McDonald's.
well, yeah, but I mean, if you have to, if it's a choice between life and death, like, you might go to a McDonald's.
Don't go
But
to
if it's a
rural
choice between-
Alabama then.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, just avoid the entire. Anyway,
that's like the end of a very long error chain.
Kingdom Hearts coming to Switch. Speaking of error chains, all right, now let's talk about another game, another series of games coming out to Switch again. Also digital only. These are actually like downloads. You can already get them on PC. You could have gotten them on PC like 30 years ago, Anthony. Xiber, I know you played some of these games when you were but a lad. I did as well. How about some Humongous Entertainment games coming to Switch? If you don't know Humongous Entertainment, you know Pajama Sam and Pajama Sam 2 and Spy Fox and Putt Putt Saves the Zoo.
And Freddy Fish.
And
Freddy
Freddy
Fish.
Freddy Fish is already on Switch, and there was another Putt Putt game also on Switch already too. But these games are mad expensive, gentlemen. They are $14.99 at launch.
They're
Actually, they're going to
double
be
the price of their Steam prices.
they're going to be $11.99 at launch, but they're going to increase to $14.99 after that like launch window discount thing. So
Yeah.
like, man, that's crazy expensive for basically just like point and click games for kids.
Yeah, but hear me out. They're actually leaning into the portability of it because you know what? Unless you have a laptop, you're not playing these games on the go. But if you have a Switch,
That's right. Whenever I have a
I'm gonna
2-year-old in my car seat, I'll buy these games on the Switch for them to play.
there you go.
I didn't realize that you were making a joke about the portability of laptops, but also the Steam Deck, and you can buy these exact same games on Steam for $7.
There you go.
Yeah, but how much cost Steam Deck versus Switch you already own?
What if you don't already own a Switch?
Then what are you doing listening to this podcast?
Playing
What
the
is
Steam
anyone
Deck.
doing listening to this podcast? Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I think $15 is far too steep for the. I love these games, but
This,
I-
yeah.
Now, I haven't looked into this pardon that. Is it $15 like per subtitle, or is it like a pack?
Per singular game.
Ooh, that's gross.
Yes.
They should be a collection at this point.
Should.
There's
I thought it was a
no
collection.
reason that they're not a collection.
You know, the Sega Mega Pack exists.
If you wanted to buy a collection of Humongous Entertainment games, Xiber, you can do so on Steam. And it's how many games for how much money?
35 games for $100, or if you only want all 10 putt-putt games, it's $35 for those.
I mean, that just seems... first of all, that's too many Humongous Entertainment games. It's too many. I cannot imagine playing through all of those games. But at the same time, that's also like $3.50 per game, and that's even cheaper. So, bang for your buck, but don't buy 35 Humongous Entertainment games.
It's not a Humongous Entertainment thing, but you can go on Steam and play Chip's Challenge for free.
It reminds me when I was all like, man, I feel nostalgic for Typer Shark, and I tried Googling Typer Shark. There's no way to play for free anymore. You have to buy it.
This is making me want to go search out a bunch of those old, early PC games, like The Lost Mind of Dr. Brain and Ski Free.
There were two really good early Mac games for Mac. I think of Bugdom and Nanosaur.
Math Blasters
were two early Mac games. Math Blasters was great.
All the Treasure series of
Mac,
educational games. The Treasure Mountain and Treasure Galaxy.
Was that Math Blasters? What was who's Math Blasters made by?
Ocean.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like young back then.
I feel like
Davidson.
If only
was
we
the publisher.
Was it Stevenson? Okay.
No, Davidson.
It was just some random guy that had a Macintosh. He was all like, you know what? We can use these to teach kids math.
Math Blaster.
I bought a book for my wife called Math Girls. It's a novel. It's a young adult novel written by a Japanese dude, and it was a Japanese novel. But they translated it to English, and it's basically a textbook. It's basically a math textbook, but it has like a narrative. It's really weird.
So like Sophie's World, which is basically a philosophy textbook, but has a narrative.
I've never heard of Sophie's World.
I really like that.
I'm loving the different character arts for all the different ages for Math Blaster. I'm used to the ages 4 to 6 one, but then there's the 6 to 12 where he's like an anime Saiyan looking guy.
Did you check out the mathblaster.com where it's like reboot looking characters?
Oh god, this is hideous.
It's pretty gross looking, right?
Okay, I'm going to take an out of context screenshot and post this to the Discord right now. So if you're seeing this post, this is where we are in the process of recording this podcast. So there's your behind-the-scenes look, and go join our Discord, because you get crazy exclusive content like this, which you need. Yeah. Do you have what it takes to save the galaxy? Play free with these ugly, ugly Sonic the Hedgehog-looking... Like, the dude looks like he has Sonic the Hedgehog hair. What is going on?
He does. He looks a bit better in the cover screen, whatever.
Where he's actually drawn and not the awful CG render.
So specifically, Math Blaster In Search of Spots is the game that I used to play.
In Search of Spock? What?
Spots.
Yeah, it's Star Trek 2. Or 3? Star Trek 3.
So anyways, if you feel nostalgic and have a lot of money, feel free to buy this on either the Switch or the Google... No, the Valve... What?
The Google Steam
Steam Index.
The Steam Deck? The Valve Index.
Steam
I
Deck.
would say...
Nintendo Switch.
I would say don't buy these at this price. I feel like we need to take a stand against old games being re-released, not updated in any way other than just being on a new platform and being significant amounts of money more than the same game currently available on other platforms.
Find the original floppy disks. Find a 20-year-old computer. Probably older, actually.
Here's me. You're like, find a
25-year-old
floppy disk, and I'm sitting here like, yeah, you got to get an A drive.
Oh, God, you're old.
Yeah.
Okay, but like small or big floppy disk?
Oh, small is the ones I remember.
Yeah.
I like the ones that were actually like floppy and you could like wave them around and fan yourself with. Yeah.
If what?
Yeah, they were originally called floppy disks because they were floppy.
Yeah.
And then eventually they put them into cases.
It's like, you know how floppy these are? They can also kind of break easily. What if we stop that? Okay,
was a noise that we had to listen to.
I don't know how it will play on the microphone, so I might cut it. But I'm not cutting this.
Okay.
Any more games?
No.
Not yet.
No? Cool. There's
No,
more...
March is going to be crazy. March, to batten down the hatches, gentlemen. It's going to be a bad time.
Or good time.
A bad, good time. It depends. It depends if the games are good. Ghostwire Tokyo and Kirby are two in my kind of... MLB The Show 2022 is coming to the Switch.
Next episode's upcoming release is going to be talking about Horizon Forbidden West, and I'm very excited for that.
Is that really so?
Wait,
man,
I thought that was
so
March.
soon.
No, it's February 18th.
Oh man. Well, batten down the hatches early because we're getting close here.
I'm so pumped.
You know what I'm pumped for, Anthony?
No,
is
what are
your next segment?
Oh,
which you're going to start right now.
Hey, everybody! Welcome to the Weekly Bomb. It's the bomb that's weekly, where we talk about news and whether it's a bomb or the bomb. And boy, howdy, has there been some news, huh, gentlemen?
There's definitely some
Darn
bombs.
tootin'.
There sure are some bombs.
There's bombs in them. Thar bombs.
Hill bombs. I don't know.
Keep moving.
We got a bunch of these here, and normally it would be like each of us submit one and we talk about it, but we're just gonna talk about these. What order do you want to do these? Just in the order they're on our document?
I think so.
Yeah, let's just do them in the order. We got the biggest news, the littler news, and then the not really news but kind of funny. Yeah.
So the biggest news that we have to talk about here is PlayStation bought Bungie, or is buying Bungie. Technically, is the way to phrase that.
Give me that price again, Anthony. Do you have it? Do you have it on?
What was it like?
On tap?
6 point something billion. I didn't actually pull it up, and
I don't remember.
Feel bad.
$3.6 billion.
Well, yeah, 3.6, not 6.3. I had it backwards.
3.6.
$3.6 billion. Sony buying
a lot of
Bungie.
money for Destiny 2 and developers, but I get it.
Well, and there have been some articles thrown around from different announcements that, like, Sony wants to use their backing to help Bungie make, like, movies and TV shows based off of their IPs and sort of media empire out. So mostly Destiny.
Only Destiny.
It's pretty much just Destiny. Technically, I think Bungie still owns Marathon.
I don't want to watch TV shows based on Marathon and Destiny.
I'd watch a
Marathon.
Marathon.
Well, I mean...
Would you watch a marathon?
I mean, I watched myself run half one.
Oh my god, let's just keep going.
Part of that's kind of cool.
I can't take you guys anymore.
I think it's kind of maybe cool because, like, honestly, Destiny has some really cool lore. It's just the Dark Souls style of lore where you have to actually bother playing the game and digging into the tiny bits, and it's not there on the surface, so it's might as well not have it.
Yeah.
So if they get to do an actual, like, movie or TV show where they're like, here's the actual story for this game, that could be good.
No, you watch the TV show, and it's like there's still just a really confusing, boring stuff happening, and then there'll be, like, bits and pieces where you'll see, like, website links or something.
Yeah, they'll be like, go onto the companion app and read the grimoire. In order to understand this TV show, you have to go to the TV show wiki, and people who bothered to do a lot more digging than you have the time for will explain it to you.
You guys want to know why video game movies and shows almost always suck?
Because it takes out the personal engagement of you being the character in the game?
Because they usually don't actually follow the game that well.
Well, that's part of it too, but they can't follow the game that well because guess what? Most game stories are complete baloney. Like, they basically just exist as a reason for you to be running from place to place. And there's not really that much weight in the narrative arc of any story. Even if you think there is. There's not a lot that goes on in a lot of video game stories.
I disagree while also agreeing and say that it's more of the fact that the majority of games are crap, but there are some, like, gems hidden in the crap. There's some good stuff in there.
We'll have to see how the Halo show does in a month.
Yeah, that's another thing that got announced, isn't it?
Do you guys remember, like, 17 years ago when Peter Jackson was making a Halo movie?
No.
Yeah.
I think it was Peter Jackson. Was that... he was tied to that, I think.
Yeah, it was Peter Jackson. That was like a decade ago.
You're not talking about that Bollywood thing, are you?
No, that's something else. That's Balo.
The Peter Jackson thing never got out of, like, the even like primitive planning stages.
Hey guys, remember when they had a trailer for a Sly Cooper movie?
What?
No.
Yeah, like
That sounds awesome.
They showed a trailer before the Ratchet and Clank movie came out, like around the same time that the trailer for Ratchet and Clank came out, and then nothing since then.
Don't remember that at all. So they did a good job burying it. But yeah, I think you're a little off base there. Sturgeon's law applies, Shae, which is 90% of everything is crap.
I mean, I can make up laws too. We're just like the government. We just do whatever we want. Bottom line, a lot of video game stories are bad.
90% of everything is crap.
I mean, so take like for example the series of unfortunate events Netflix show that I absolutely love. They
Which is bad.
No, they took
that.
the books, and then they're all like, all right, let's add a few like background stuff that like could take place in the series if it was actually written into the books. And I thought it was really well done. Like, that's all they really need to do with a video game. It's just, I mean, depending on the video game, of course, but like, you know, go through the story of the video game, and they can also include like back stuff, like for Halo, for example, they could include other Marines or whatever to have character and such.
How are you going to say all video game movies are crap when we have the Super Mario movie coming out with Chris Pratt as Mario?
Charlie Day did an interview recently where he said he doesn't even know the plot of the movie. He just came in and read his lines.
Yeah.
Like, and they didn't give him like any direction as to like what his character's real motivation was.
That's usually
what
how
was
that works.
Luigi's motivation? No, it's not.
Well, he's tall Mario.
This is
That is not
exactly
how
what they
anime
want
movies work.
Luigi to sound like. So only Charlie Day doesn't know what's going on in the movie.
Because
Oh,
Luigi
man.
doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah,
That is
exactly.
some real Galaxy Brain Miyamoto style. I bet that was his direction.
That's some
He's
super
like,
deep method acting.
Charlie-san? No. He can't know anything.
Like, he's literally just as Luigi going, "What's going on? Someone tell me," and everyone ignores him.
And then he goes, wah, 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 wah.
All right, I'm now excited for the Mario movie again.
Also, there's still the Sonic and Tails movie that looks pretty awesome.
Isn't it Knuckles?
Yeah, Knuckles is in there too.
Isn't it Sonic and
Ugh.
Knuckles and Tails?
No. There's also Eggman.
You know, why doesn't Sega realize the reason that everyone stopped liking Sonic was because of all of his friends? like it's not that hard to figure out. Once you started adding beyond like Tails and Knuckles, it all just went, you know.
How dare
Belly
you
up.
say bad things about
Blaze the Cat.
Blaze the Cat and Silver the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog and Rouge the Bat, or is it Rogue the Bat?
It's Rouge.
And no, I was making a joke.
I know.
Vanilla
Charmy the bee.
and Cream the Rabbit.
Cream the bunny, Big the cat,
Cheese the
Chaotix,
the whole
Chaotix
team
the
Chaotix.
alligator.
No, it was
Yeah.
like Knuckles the
Or
alligator.
no, is
Vector.
No, what was his name?
Vector. Vector.
Vector.
Vic Vector.
Yeah.
Voodoo Vince was in there.
Sigma 136 or whatever.
Dr. Muto.
That's different.
Memphis,
Terrible.
Tennessee.
Bayou Billy.
Yeah, what? Hey,
What a
Credit where credit's-
crazy cast of characters.
No, but-
Terrible.
Anton. Remember Anton?
Ooh la la,
No,
Michael
That's only
Jackson,
from the comic, right?
Yeah, that's the comics and the Sad AM.
Seaman.
No, but here, credit where
Terrible.
credit's due to Sega. We did happen to be able to list pretty much the entire cast of characters, so they're memorable.
I'm also married to a Sonic dictionary.
Yeah, but you weren't the one that listed most of them. The
Yeah.
person complaining about it was.
But I only know all of them because why do I know? I have to examine my life.
Deep introspection being called for.
I can't figure out why I know them. I've never even played a Sonic game. Fast Sonic
Shae,
Adventure. I don't know what's happening.
Who's your Sonic OC?
You gotta.
We know you
shave the
have
hedgehog.
one.
You have to Google your name, the
Hedgehog.
Hedgehog, if you're listening to this, and post it in the Bombers chat and that in the Discord, and we can all be entertained.
Oh, dang, that's S.
What the hell are we talking about?
We were talking about how PlayStation bought Bungie.
Oh gosh.
Can we reverse engineer this conversation and figure out how we ended up here? Because this is a legendary Bombers tangent. What?
So anyway,
This is
Destiny TV
this is
show.
floppy disks.
PlayStation.
We're
No,
discussing
PlayStation.
Fluffy this earlier.
Sony purchased Bungie, and I'm going to pretend that the conversation from there flowed to who should buy Sega, which segues into my question to the group in general. What do you think the next big acquisitions are going to be? Because this is 2022, the year of the acquisitioning, the great acquisitioning, the gaming consolidation.
I think Tencent is going to buy Ubisoft.
the economic turndown.
Well, I mean, even Sony has said, the CEO of like their gaming division, whatever, was like, "This isn't the end of the acquisitions," and literally everybody who read that article went, "Yeah, no, obviously."
I think Bungie was just really trying to stay away from Microsoft.
Yeah, it does feel, after all of the Microsoft purchases, that that's sort of where that went. But what do you think's the next, like, big purchases?
I predicted earlier in the year that Microsoft would buy From Software, and they would have to purchase the rights away. And that prediction was kind of tongue-in-cheek, like, oh, wouldn't it be funny if they like made everybody even more upset? But like the more I'm thinking about that particular prediction, I'm like, you know what? I think that actually is a purchase that would really fit Sony's profile.
Yeah.
Here we have Bloodborne, and I just think that profile fits people who really like Sony and Sony exclusives, and I feel like in terms of a brand match, From Software and Sony seem to make a lot of sense.
We know that Sony likes to buy companies that typically make games for them, like they bought Insomniac and Naughty Dog, and
Also, From Software would fit that profile if you take Bloodborne into account, although I don't think they have many other exclusives that I can...
It fits Sony's profile very well, but also it seems like the type of thing that Microsoft would be like, and this is not Sony's anymore, yoink.
Yeah, but I mean, we've talked about how much more difficult it is for an American company to acquire a Japanese company. I mean, I guess technically it would be the rights to the company from its parent company, so it probably wouldn't be as difficult since From Software is a subsidiary of something.
I don't remember.
the big
I don't remember
game
either. We just
BDS.
talked about this,
Yeah.
but thank you. But yeah, that would be my pick. I think Sony acquiring one of those types, kind of a mid-tier, a little smaller than Bungie, but still fairly well renowned. So I think From Software is really the pick here.
That's not bad. I still, like, on a lark was thinking of what are some other like publisher developers out there.
Is Sucker Punch owned by anyone?
I think Sony has them already.
Well, I don't think so. I'd have to check that. I mean, they've only ever developed for Sony. Looking at like the games that are listed here: Ghost of Tsushima, Infamous, Sly Cooper. I mean, that's all of them.
I mean, I think
Sony
I don't know if they're
Insomniac
owned
only
by them,
made
but
one
they
game
definitely.
not for PlayStation.
Sony Computer Entertainment
Sunset
acquired the
Overdrive.
firm in 2011.
Oh, so that was
Sony
one of the earlier
owns Sucker
ones.
Punch. Yeah.
Okay.
Holy
I
crap!
thought they
Sucker
bought
Punch
them.
made Rocket Robot on wheels. That's awesome. I didn't know that.
But I was thinking, Capcom seems like an interesting thing for Sony to look at.
Too expensive.
That's a pretty
Yeah,
How
big
could
one.
Sony afford Capcom?
I believe they could. We looked into this on the Discord, and in the video game chat, there was some rumblings about how much it costs for stuff, and like Capcom was potentially up on the chopping block as far as like within the purchasable range of some of the transactions we've seen announced already.
For
And-
Microsoft, maybe, but Sony. I mean, I don't know. The strength of Capcom's IP alone, I feel like, is worth a significant amount of money, more than like the actual valuation of their company. That's what makes these deals so weird, right? Is like, how do you determine exactly what a company's intellectual property is worth? You know, Monster Hunter, Resident Evil, Street Fighter alone are probably worth $10 billion. Is that unreasonable to say?
I mean, combined, yeah, they probably would reach up in around that area. But, you know, instead of... It depends on what the exact aims are. Like, Microsoft is making these large purchases. Is Sony's goal going to be to make those tinier purchases, such as Bungie, such as FromSoft? Or do they want to, you know, throw out a, you know, big glove purchase and get something like Capcom or one of the other big, weightier, meatier chunks of the industry? Similar in vein to how Microsoft has done that.
I would prefer that they didn't do those things. I would like these companies to remain as independent as possible because that will allow them to continue being the Capcom that we know and love and sometimes hate, as opposed to being at Sony's whim to create whatever they want, which likely is more Monster Hunter, more Resident Evil, more Street Fighter, and probably not more Ace Attorney. So,
yeah,
just being realistic here.
Because, well, I won't bring this up because it leads into one of our other news items here. So maybe let's move on to the next one then.
All right. So, New York Times bought Wordle, guys.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what either of those things are.
So, Wordle...
I feel like we are living in a bubble. I don't know what Wordle is either, but like everyone I know seems to know what Wordle is.
So
Some sort of mobile game.
Wordle, for people who don't know, is that thing that usually says like Wordle, a big number, and then a fraction of 6, and then a bunch of colorful squares that people like to post on Twitter and Facebook and other social media.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like Picross.
I've seen those, but I don't know what any of that is or what it means or why it's a thing.
So anyway, New York Times bought it, which is really sad to me.
We're not about to find out.
Because I like Wordle. It's pretty fun. Specifically, it was announced when they bought it that it will, I forget the word, but it will, for now, be free for new and old people. For now.
Remain? Was remain the word you're looking for?
No, it would start with an I, actually.
What?
The word starts with an I. But anyway, yeah, so for now, and it's like, oh, okay.
I think he just made a Wordle joke that just went over both of our heads.
So at one point, I'm not going to be able to play this anymore, probably, because it will no longer be free, or it will require a New York Times subscription or account, and I'm not doing that.
And New York Times is already pretty notorious for the whole, like, you can't even read our articles without a subscription,
yeah.
So, like...
And they bought this thing, so this thing has been existing for less than a year, and only became popular within, like, the past month or so, and they bought it for low 7 figures, which means millions.
See, this to me seems like a strange purchase, because... Are they doing it to try to solidify their subscriber base? Because guess what? Mobile gamers are very fickle and will move on to the next thing like that. So I don't really know whether they can rely on this to keep their subscriber pool increasing, if that's the goal. Xiaber is already an example of someone who's not interested in subscribing to the New York Times.
So apparently New York Times has like other games. And I was like, cool. I don't know about them, and I wonder why.
I have a small... admission to make. I do daily play the New York Times mini crossword on the New York Times mini crossword app mobile game, and in fact that app has a bunch of other games in it, so I'm gonna not be surprised when in the near future Wordle shows up in that app that I have and it becomes some sort of subsection of the New York Times crossword. Is
that app free, or is it something?
Oh yeah,
that
it's free. It's for sure free, and you can subscribe to unlock extra crosswords, and I don't. I play the free daily one.
Does it have ads?
No.
So it's like Bombers. That's awesome.
Yeah, New York Times daily crossword will never have ads.
New York Times will never have ads.
No, it just will.
This is not an ad for the New York Times.
It just advertises the things that you know are the words for the crossword. Like every now and then you'll see taco and bell or chalupa.
But I mean...
Fun fact, taco and bell do not cross at any point in a crossword puzzle.
Good thing they don't need to be near each other.
Oh man. They're sending subliminal messages through the crossword.
At first I thought that this news with New York Times buying Wordle was like completely bonkers, but now that I realize that they already have the crossword as like a thing that has been associated with the New York Times very strongly for decades, it kind of makes a little bit more sense for them to be buying a word game type, I assume it's a word game because it's called Wordle, type thing. Like, I'm not...
It's actually about numbers.
I didn't know New York Times owned crossword.
They have crosswords. The New York Times crossword.
Will Shorts, creator of Wordle, creator of words.
New York Times owns all words, but only when they cross each other.
Nintendo is not going to be buying anybody. CEO Furukawa-san said, basically, I'm not going to read the quote because it's very Nintendo, but
I think
like
you should
we're not going to be buying other companies. We're going to invest in our own internal people, and we want anyone that we would purchase to like have that Nintendo DNA.
DNA,
Yeah, I think he said Nintendo DNA, and I'm just like, for better or for worse, Nintendo never change. Just be Nintendo, and just like you can predict everything that Nintendo does so easily if you just think about it. Just imagine what a common sense thing would be, and then just like Nintendo's probably not going to do it.
That's probably it for Nintendo. They don't want to babysit these companies. They're like, we have pretty strict guidelines that like Nintendo has to do, and we don't want to have to make sure other companies do that.
Yeah, Nintendo already has a problem with too many awful games on the eShop. Do we really need them buying developers to put their awful games on the eShop? I don't think so.
Nintendo gonna Nintendo. Like at this point,
like straight up, like this is the most Nintendo quote of all time.
PlayStation, Xbox does.
We don't want to buy other companies.
At this point, Nintendo has been around in such like a fixture in the industry that, yeah, like you said, they have their own DNA, and we all know what they're going to do. And as much as people may sit and be like, man, wouldn't it be cool if Nintendo bought Sega? Man, wouldn't it be cool if Nintendo bought Capcom? It's like,
wouldn't it be cool if Microsoft bought Nintendo?
Well, again, and that's another thing. That again, unless it's some obscene, hostile takeover, Nintendo won't be buying other things, and there's no way that they'd sell themselves to someone.
Well, and if you think about it too, like the thing that Nintendo does do is they fund publishing like third-party games like Bayonetta to like bring them to the system exclusive Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. I'm not sure if that's still exclusive or not, but like that's the type of thing that they like to do. They like to pick and choose their projects from outside studios. Sometimes they'll farm out their own stuff to outside studios, but as far as keeping everything in-house, they do seem to do a pretty good job of investing in their own kind of culture and talent.
Yeah,
so,
and then they'll even have like
some of you have to
third-party
commend
people
for that.
come and do stuff for them, like Grezzo doing all those remakes and such.
Yeah.
And that's what I love about Nintendo, though, is they are willing to, in a way, like do those mini purchases of, like, again, the Bayonetta IP almost belongs to Nintendo at this point, kind of. Because they
they bought next level games, and they've made real small studio acquisitions, but it's sort of to serve their own internal purposes more than it is to expand their like overall developer umbrella.
But what's cool is that they fund those third-party like endeavors.
Yeah,
like more directly as opposed to, hey, I'm just going to buy this third-party developer and then have them make these games. They're like, hey, third-party developer, let's make a deal. Here's some money. Make a game for us. Cool.
All right. I think we can say that all of these are. Well, I don't know. I mean, are they A bomb, the bomb? What are they?
I think mine is A bomb.
The Wordle thing is a bomb. PlayStation buying Bungie is sort of
questionable.
A bomb. It's a little questionable, but I think that the fact that it is continuing the trend and is only encouraging the consolidation to continue does make it into a bomb.
Yeah.
There is one thing. Can I call out one thing I like about the Sony Bungie deal? Because I saw an article, or I saw a report that there are going to be up to $1 million in payouts per employee at Bungie to encourage retention. $1 million per employee to retain key staff.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty awesome. Like, I got to give Sony credit on that one. They're really shelling out the big bucks to make their new friends at Bungie happy.
It's like, we bought you. Please don't leave.
I mean, it's nice that they're actually caring about the talent as opposed to just
the name.
The name, yeah.
Rare.
Very rare.
I meant Rareware, like the company.
Oh, but also, yeah, Rareware. Fair
yeah,
enough.
but also Rare. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. And the Nintendo thing, I think, is the bomb because, come on, it's Nintendo. They're hilarious.
Well, it's not even news, but like that's what makes it hilarious. Is like
I think it's
the fact that they came out and said, "Yeah, and by the way, we're not buying anybody." Like, it's so funny. It's so Nintendo.
Okay, Nintendo.
All right.
Speaking of Nintendo,
yeah, what is a thing that Nintendo has done that we can recap on?
I was playing some Pokemon Legends Arceus recently.
Dude,
Nintendo
we were
thing.
playing Pokemon Legends Arceus recently. Guess who joined Anthony for a just like impromptu Pokemon Legends stream the other day? Was that Sunday morning, Anthony?
Yeah, it was Sunday morning.
I was watching Pokemon Legends Arceus,
but not me playing it.
No.
What do you think? We thought the intro was terrible
Until
like the
bad.
last 30 minutes that we played. But then what? Then what happened? How has it been since
Oh, it
then?
was so much fun to riff, though.
So much better after that intro. Like it
Okay,
opened.
tell us about it.
The professor is such a creep.
We're running out of time.
Once it opened up and I was able to just wander around and throw Pokeballs and like play the game, it was like, oh my goodness, this is what Pokemon needs to be in the future. They need to iterate on this.
It was like a mixture of Monster Hunter and Final Fantasy X.
And Pokemon.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, like, I heard before it came out, like, it's supposed to be ATB or something, but actually it's very similar to Final Fantasy X's turn-based, where you can actually even see how really far in later on, like, whose turn it's going to be.
It's not full-on ATV, but it does have, like, your speed setting can affect, like, oh, I got to go twice before you got to go type stuff.
Yeah, so Final Fantasy X turn-based.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I really liked when I was watching you play it, Anthony, was the idea that you got your Pokedex, and then like immediately you'd have like a bunch of missions, and it would say go out and catch 5 of this thing, and you would fill that out as you go. And I imagine that completing each page and doing those things, what are the types of rewards that come along with doing that?
I mean, that is your quote-unquote badge progression in the game, to liken it to other Pokemon games, where you have to finish off Pokédex pages in order to unlock your star rank, which each star is basically a badge. It's like, here, and now Pokemon up to level 30 will listen to you, and now Pokemon up to level 40, and etc.
And you get more crafting stuff, too.
And you get more crafting. And the crafting is very fulfilling. Like, it really feeds into the loop of, normally in a regular Pokemon game, it's, okay, I caught this one Pokemon, now I shall ignore all of them for the rest of forever. Now you have a reason to catch more than just one of each species, other than Pokemon breeding.
Yeah, like I was comparing to Pokemon Go, where like just playing the demo, I was all like, this is so boring, just catching all these Pokemon over and over again. But watching Haley play through Legends Arceus, I was like, oh, this like actually feels fulfilling. I'm not even the one playing it.
There's a reason to be catching all of them.
It was also really amusing. Before you got the Pokédex, I was like, oh, is the Pokédex going to be like paper and quill or something? And you can like see drawings of Pokemon and all these things, and kind of technically correct. I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, it splits the difference really nicely, and I really do like the aesthetic of the game. I think that this is visually the style that Pokemon needed, not what we got in Sword and Shield. Like, this is a good-looking game. I'm really satisfied with the direction they took the art design, the characters. I think the Pokemon look great. I think the world looks really good. Just don't get up too close to anything.
Also, don't have a ton of stuff happening at once.
But and Game Freak is a small studio. Like the one thing that's like always kind of forgotten about Game Freak is, even though they are in charge of this massive multimedia, multi-billion-dollar franchise, that they like really don't have a lot of employees. And the fact that they can turn around a game like this after Sword and Shield was, like, by all accounts, like pretty disappointing in the amount of content and stuff to do department, and just kind of completely flip the core components and concepts of Pokemon like on their head like this, and just totally remix the formula. I'm like really impressed, and I haven't played the game yet. I talked last week on the podcast about how I was really liking all the positive feedback that I was seeing. I wanted to see Anthony play it, and then watching him play it, I was like, okay, I think I'm finally sold. I think I'm ready to check this thing out. I just haven't had a chance to go out to the store and actually get it.
Yeah, so people who like haven't been watching others play it or anything like that, who saw the trailer are like, oh, it looks kind of lame. A lot of people thought that, but then actually played it and really enjoyed it. So like, I would suggest watching a playthrough or just trying to play it yourself if you can.
The gameplay loop is surprisingly fulfilling. Like, I'm sitting here right now, I'm not gonna lie, kind of want to go play Pokemon instead.
Does it feel a little Pokemon Snappy to you with the you go back to the village, then you go out, then you complete certain tasks, and you come back?
Not really.
No? Okay.
It definitely, I don't know exactly what I would liken it to. Maybe Monster Hunter, if Monster Hunter wasn't quite a terrible, boring slog of a grind.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah,
so,
I said
like,
it.
besides the very beginning, you don't need to go back to the village that often. Like, you usually go through a good chunk of the area you're in before it's all like, all right, time to go back to the village for one thing or another.
Oh, time to make the plot go forward, because you can do crafting out in the field, and the fact that you can do the crafting and make your own Pokeballs and make your own potions and gather the ingredients to make these things in the field, there's no reason to go to a store, which is great. It's nice to have that loop of collect ingredients, craft Pokeball, instead of, all right, let me go buy some more from the store.
Yeah, the only reason Haley would go back was to continue the story, to do side quests, or to try to see if there's a better hairstyle. She didn't like any of the hairstyles.
can we talk about the story? And can we talk about... Okay, so I mentioned the intro is terrible. I don't think that that's disagreed upon by anybody. How does it... Does it get better? Like, does it get better interacting with all those annoying people who suck?
It's well,
or do you at least interact with them less, like,
do.
as you go through the story?
You
Okay,
interact with them less, and I'm only in the second area.
And you find
so far,
other
so
people to interact with, so...
Yeah. And I don't know
other
how...
annoying people who suck.
I don't know how far in it goes to this, but it, like, the initial framing of... And I'm just going to spoil it, because it happens in the first 5 seconds of the game, but the whole initial framing...
Spoilers!
Yeah, shut up. The whole initial framing of you fell through a space-time rift from the future into the past, or from the present into the past, or whatever, I don't know. Seems entirely unnecessary, and I still don't know why they did it. Because here I am, and they're like, do these things, and I'm like, none of this has to do with why am I from the future. This is just the normal story of what happened. Like, I don't...
So here's my thoughts on it. Everyone there is afraid of Pokemon. And you got your present self who's all like, what? Pokemon are friends. Like, the whole thing of you being a great catcher is that you're not terrified to get close enough to a Pokemon to throw a Pokeball at it.
Yeah, but I
like,
feel
you
like
could have just been a brave child prodigy
yeah.
from that era who just, like, happened to have a way with, like, taming Pokemon or something. Like, it would have been just as easy to just come up with some other BS excuse.
Well, the other thing...
Hi, I'm literally insane. I'm gonna go catch Pokemon. Bam, same solution.
So the other thing
Mental
is bringing up
asylum.
Arceus into this, and also there might be other people there that aren't from the correct timeline.
Are you pronouncing Arceus a different way each time on purpose, or are you just not sure how to pronounce it?
Also, they give you a
anyone know how
nice
to pronounce
Arse Phone.
Yeah, Arse Phone. Yeah,
the Arse Phone is...
Arsephone.
I swear that is the only reason that they have you from the future, is so that they can be like, and here's a way to make sense of why you have a constantly updating map with waypoints. I'm like, you could have just gamified that and nobody would have questioned it.
What if you had been, like, walking around and, like, being a cartographer and drawing the map as you went, and, like, you had, like, a hand-drawn map instead of some phony baloney digital map, which sucks, just like all the characters that suck.
Yeah, leaning into I wish they had leaned more into you're in the past and not done the weird you're in the past. Like, just,
What? No, I
don't know.
I
Instead
think I
of
need
it
another
being
hint,
the-
man. I have the munchies, man. I gotta get some Doritos.
Instead of it being the past and you're in the past, just have it be the past because you're someone from the past. Man, like, time's just an illusion, man. Like, we're all just Pokemon on the win. Like,
he's gonna take you back to the past to play the crappy games that suck. Arse Phone.
You know what's also a game that you go into the past? Ape Escape.
Tell us about Ape Escape.
I played the sequel. Do not bother trying to play Ape Escape 2 digitally on the PS5.
I don't want to hear about Ape Escape 2. I want to
Graphics
hear
were
about Ape
terrible.
Escape. I want to hear about... You've played Ape Escape 2 on PS5?
So it's digitally on the PS4. I downloaded it on the PS5, and it's all like, hey, just so you know, it's not tested well on the PS5, and it showed. There was, like, everything was, like, flashing and stuff. I beat it, but that's great.
Is this Escape Legends Arceus?
So, like, I was
PS5
actually
has
looking
trouble
up
with
who
PS2.
made Ape Escape. I didn't realize it was the same people who did the Eco games, Knack, Gravity Rush, Patapon, all that stuff. I didn't realize that was all the same
I don't think Eco is the same development team as Ape Escape and Patapon and Knack. I think those are different.
It says Japan Studio.
Teams. Maybe it was a different. It must have been a different director because like Eco was always I always pronounce his name wrong. You know who I'm talking about. Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, Last Guardian dude, whose name I can't pronounce.
What?
Meet the Wuda.
Draco?
Something. No, not. He did not do Ape Escape and Knack and
Rain
Patapon
also.
and.
Legend of Dragoon.
Oh, it's all on here.
Astra's Playroom.
Parappa the
Bloodborne.
Rapper.
Are you just listing games? What is happening right now?
These are all from Japan.
Oh, they
Studio,
did Demon
man.
Souls.
Yes, this is the Sony studio, but I'm talking about the director of the games. I think it's different for each one, and that's so like.
Well,
Ape
yeah,
Escape
that's like
2
how
and
Square Enix is
Eco are
always
not the same
directed by
people.
the same person.
Team Asobi.
I'm just saying, I didn't realize that was just a full-on Sony studio there.
It's just a whole thing, man.
Yeah. Hey, Sony, I'd like a new Ape Escape game.
Do you think that Sony is ever going to revisit? Well, I don't know. Do they brought back Medieval? I guess they could bring back Ape Escape just as easily.
Give me a Ape Escape VR game.
Yeah, we got the PSVR 2. You know how you sell that? Ape Escape 3.
4.
4? There was a 3 already?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on PS2. Well, and they had some PSP ones too that were like real bad.
Well, one of them was literally just Ape Escape.
Ape Escape Racer? Okay, what?
And they also had the Ape Escape PlayStation Move game.
Ape Escape Racing, known in Japan as Saru Get You, Pipo Saru Racer.
You know what Sony needs to make? And I don't even know if Sony was the developer. Did you guys ever play Incredible Crisis?
Nope.
Hold on. In Ape Escape Racer, you will build your monkey into a racing machine by giving him an engine and tires. I need to look into this game more. Sorry, what did you say?
No, Incredible Crisis was not a Sony game. It was actually published in America, anyway, by Titus, who actually did Superman 64, but it's much better than that. Normally, we try to end Bombers with something funny, so just go watch...
Oh, there was an iToy Ape Escape game?
We're really on.
Can we
this
try to
Ape
stay
Escape
focused for like one
Ape
topic
Escape
for like
Academy,
5 seconds?
Ape
thing?
Escape
Yeah, we're
on
focused on
Blues,
Ape Escape, Shae.
Oh,
Pumped
go
and primed.
watch Incredible Crisis. It's very good. It's very crazy.
There was a
It's very
second
Japan.
Ape Academy game.
I want to see the Ape Escape / Super Monkey Ball crossover game.
I want to see the Grape Ape and Ape Escape. So be the Grape Ape escapes.
Grape Ape Escape?
He has a dog that's his friend.
What? Which dog?
I don't know. It's a dog.
The
Hanna-Barbera.
studio also did What Did I Do to Deserve This, My Lord?
I want to see Ape Escape from Monkey Island.
What in the world is happening with Ape Escape?
Where in the world is Ape Escape?
Thank you. That's what I was. That's what I was trying to say, but
Oh, they did
Nope,
White
Wizard
Knight
Group.
Chronicles? Or at least the second one.
I thought Level 5 did White Knight Chronicles.
Well, apparently they did a sequel and also Origins.
Who's they?
Great.
The Japan studio.